Hello, I am starting to do the train project. This is the first project that we're going to do that requires you to really put together some of those skills we just learned. So this is what the document shows it has all of the drawings in it. We're going to start with the train body. So it has these dimensions along with the back here. And you can just download this document from the Google Docs or the Google Classroom. What we're going to do is we're going to go into Onshape. You should log into your account, which should be your normal school login and password. You're going to go to Create, and you're going to create a document. And it's really important to name it something. So this is our train project, so I'm going to name it Train. Name it Train Project or whatever you want. Everything that we do will be in this document. Okay, documents kind of hold an entire project in there. And so if you look at this, right, there's a lot of dimensions in here. But what I see to start is I see this bottom rectangle here. Okay, and I want to see, well, what is the total dimension of that rectangle? So the dimension from that rectangle goes from here to here, right? So that's 2 inches. And then from here to here, which is 5.5. And we'll start off with that. So we're going to start our sketch. You can choose any of these planes. Let's choose the front plane. Okay, and I know you can't see it quite as well as you want to, so we can click on that to see it better. You can press the rectangle feature, start off at the center, right? And we'll just kind of drag it out, okay? We'll make the basic shape. Then we're going to put those dimensions in. So that one dimension was 5.5. And the other one was 2. Okay, so all I did was just click on the dimension button. I clicked on it, made it 2, clicked on that, made it 5.5, right? And that's the basic shape. Now, that's the bottom. Now we want to make it 3 dimensions, okay? And if we look, we're just going to make this little part right here, all the way back. And that, if you look at it, okay, we would find this little part, and I'll follow this line until there's an arrow pointing to that line. Now this arrow here doesn't point to the line that we cared about. It's this one over here. And so we know it's 8.75 tall. And so that's a simple extrusion. So we're going to extrude it. So that's the extrude button. Click on it. And we'll type in 0.875. And now we just made it how we wanted it, right? Now the other part that I see that's very obvious is this cylinder here, okay? And where we're going to place the cylinder is on the very front. So I'll put a sketch on this front, right, so that we have the same plane, okay? And I'll make it so it's easy to see. Okay, and I'm going to put a point, because that's the point button, and we'll just plop it right there, right? And so you see how this was originally weird, right? And then I pulled it up. And we knew that the whole distance was 2, so halfway between is 1, okay? If we look back, see how this is the center? So I'm going to follow that line. It goes to 1.375. And that goes from the bottom to that point if you look at the lines. Okay, so that's, again, we'll use the dimension. Click here and click here. Sorry, I clicked off. Click here and click there. And what did we say that was? 1.375. It's a cylinder, so that's a circle, right? And we make the basic shape. And so then we'll dimension it after. And it says it's a radius of 0.75. And this wants us to find the diameter. So 0.75 times 2. And that's that little asterisk key. If you press Shift 8, okay, that'll make the multiplying sign. So times 2. All right. And so that's 1.5, which is great. And if you could do it in your head, that's great too. And so we have our circle. And now I'll extrude this. Okay. And see how it's going the wrong way? Just press that arrow, right? And we're adding material. And let's look at this. So I don't really know how long this is. There's no real dimensions for it, right? But we can figure it out because we know from here to here is 1.75, and we know the total distance is 5.5. So we'll just subtract 5.5 minus 1.75. Now we have that. Okay, and the final part to this video that we're going to make right now, this first video, is I'm going to make this rectangle. There's a lot of other parts in there, but to start with, let's make a rectangle. Okay, and that rectangle was 1.75, right? And it's pretty tall. And if we look down here, you know, it kind of tells you, but you don't really know. So we'll just make the rectangle to fill it in. Okay. And we'll make sure that it's the right distance. It should be 1.75, right? And now it's all black, so that means it's locked in. And I'm going to extrude this up. And let's look at the drawing. It says 2.35, but you know, it's a little bit above there for where it's pointing to, right? So let's make it 3 for now, and we'll cut it down later. Okay. So now this is the first video for the train.